Hey guys, and welcome back to Beck Square Gaming. It is time for a new game. Asylum has dropped as of yesterday. Let's see it. So what does Steam say about this game? Okay, so as you can see, this game has literally just dropped as of, well, at time of recording, as of yesterday, which is really interesting. It has had positive reviews. I'm quite interested to get into it. Let's give it a go. So it is pretty new out, so there may be, hopefully there's not too many glitches, too many bugs, but we're going to find out. So it says an epic supernatural horror adventure and the spiritual successor to the cult classic Scratches. I have played Scratches, so this is going to be interesting if it's a follow-up. It's set in a massive decaying mental institution inspired by H.P. Lovecraft's Hammer films and twisted Euro horrors from the 80s. Interesting. I could have swore you played a female in Scratches, but maybe you didn't. I do know I have played Scratches, but that was a very long time ago now. Okay, so about this game, from the creators of cult sleeper hit Scratches and the Haunted Sirena comes a chilling journey to the darkest depths of your mind. Asylum is an ambitious first-person horror adventure casting you into the hallucinatory settings of Hanwell Mental Institute. As an ex-patient suffering bizarre visions, you must explore the intricate layout of the building, research its past history, and march towards a shocking conclusion. With the influences ranging from Peter Cushing's to Lucio Fulci, Asylum has been meticulously crafted with strong focus on storytelling and atmosphere. Visit countless tenebrous environments, make your way through the tower, lifelike mental hospital, and solve compelling puzzles to find answers you seek. We pour our hearts and souls into creating an involving and endless rewarding adventure. If you love the kind of slow burn horror with an old school sensibility that creeps upon you, Asylum will be an unforgettable experience. What can you expect? A mind-bending original story that somehow managed to keep secret during 15 years of production, around 10 hours of gameplay, so that's a heads up, and that's without learning all of Dark Secrets. So 10 hours with doing it all, so depending on, what I'm like, I've got a habit of going, so we'll see whether I can do it in 10. We will not, I'm not holding my breath in that. An atmosphere so engrossing you will almost smell the stench of decrepitude and putrefaction around you. Exciting challenges rewarding your wit and observation. Memorable soundtrack inspired by 80s horror films and quite a bit of John Carpenter. Oh, I love John Carpenter. No jump scares. Okay, maybe just a frightening handful that will hit you when you least expect them. And interface and other buzzwords. So mature content description, guys. There it is, just so you're aware. Obviously, if you're sensitive to any of that, just be aware. And as I am playing on PC, here are the system requirements. I'm sure I've played Sirena, and I know I've definitely played Scratches. Like I say, when I booted this up to set it all up, it just took me straight into the game. There was no new menu, there was no anything like that. So obviously, I'm just going to click new because there was sort of an intro, and I want you guys to see that. So. Okay, so pre-warning before we go any further, guys. This game is not a classic horror game. It's not about jump scares. It's not about being chased. It's none of these things. It's much more of a puzzle game. Walk around. There's a lot of reading, a lot of text, a lot of information. It is a lot more thought-provoking. So if you're looking for something more high-paced from a horror perspective, this is maybe not the game for you. But if you are, just bear with us. There's a lot of conversation and a lot of reading. So it's a lot of pausing and taking all that information in. So slightly less chat from me, unless it's between those times, but the rest of it, it's reading out the information and things. So just be aware of that before we go any further. Your 80s feel there? Memories and possibilities are ever more hideous than realities. Herbert West, 1920.
There I was, after all those years, at the threshold of a nightmarish place. I never thought I'd have the courage to return.
It definitely feels like a 80s horror movie.
While I had been toying with the idea for a while, that day I had woken up with a peculiar urge to return to Hanwell Mental Institute.
Yeah, she's weird looking. Excellent! Starting out strong with statues following us. Fantastic. I hate statues following us.
Of course, there was a strong reason to come here, but the circumstances that led me back to the Institute were oddly dreamlike, as if I wasn't in control of my own actions.
Okay.
Why was I doing this? I needed to know what this place had done to me, the meaning behind those bizarre visions. I'd rather face the direful truth than live in blissful oblivion.
It's interesting. Escape to open the record book. Okay, so the record book, there we go. So we can see we just started a new game, and this is where it kind of kicked off when we first came in. So like I said, when I started the game, it didn't... Oh, press middle button to zoom in. Spacebar's not doing it. Ah. Okay. There we go. A gloomy forest bordered the grounds. The Institute, creating a profound sense of isolation. This is, yeah, a bit weird. It was notable how well its crumbling walls had endured the test of time. Yeah, well, it's when they built old buildings, they built them to last, didn't they? This is massive. This is going to take us forever to do this. No wonder it's 10 hours long. Okay. Oh! And get back in the car. Okay, let's grab that. As I grabbed my notepad, I was struck by a sense of confidence I hadn't expected. I felt ready to tackle the mysteries inside the looming structure. Okay, can I go around the car? Alright, okay. Assuming we're just right-click to open... Ooh! Enter the Institute. That's cool. I trust that I would find the answers I desperately needed inside the Hanwell Mental Institute. Okay, that's kind of cool. Okay, right-click to do that. Right, I'm glad I did that, because I wouldn't have picked that up otherwise. I wonder if it would have given you a reminder when you got to the door to say, please remember. So why... I mean, of all the places, I think, an abandoned mental hospital... Again... Guys, the sun is setting. We've had this conversation in one of the last horror games about going into scary, abandoned, haunted buildings as the sun sets. Like, logic, if you're gonna do it in daytime, and I wouldn't advise doing it at all. Never mind, you know. Alright. You know once we're in, we're gonna get stuck, right? Wait, there was somebody sitting there. Why was there somebody sitting there? I thought this building was abandoned. 8 p.m.
Welcome to the Hanwell Mental Institute. What can I do for you?
I wasn't expecting to find anyone here.
Oh? And why is that?
Well, this is gonna sound a bit strange, but I thought this building was abandoned.
As you can see, that's no longer the case. My name is Julia, and I'm the receptionist for the Institute. Why are you here?
So, you were the receptionist here?
Yes, this is my first night. The Institute is operating with minimal staff until renovations are complete.
Do you cover a position other than receptionist? I feel this place needs a lot of staff.
Not at the moment. I'm just waiting on people to show up at the door and helping them whenever needed.
Sounds like you're doing a good job.
Perhaps. There's not much I can do at the moment.
I see how the position could be a bit tedious. At least until there's more people arriving. I have nothing else to say about this.
Fine by me. If
This is an awkward situation. I was hoping to take a look around the Institute.
But you thought it was abandoned.
Indeed, and that's why I thought nobody would mind.
We certainly do mind. This is private property, you know. Hanwell Mental Institute was never abandoned, just closed to the public until recently. And still, deserted or not, it's not like just anyone can walk inside. You do realize that.
This caught me completely by surprise. I'm not sure what to say.
Well, you can start by explaining yourself. Why did you come here?
This is interesting. You use your notebook to click on the things that you want to talk about to the person you're talking to. This is a slightly different mechanic, but I don't mind it.
The last thing I expected was to find people here tonight. I assumed the Institute had shut down indefinitely.
Not indefinitely. It's true that it ceased to operate for a number of years, but we're in the process of reopening it now. While not in the most pristine of conditions, which should be evident if you look around, the structure is still robust and usable, but there's a lot of work to do.
I must say its general state is indeed rough, but I can see how with some cleanup, intensive cleanup, you could get this place up and running again.
Also, other mental hospitals in the region are growing overcrowded, which has prompted state authorities to reuse this place.
Why are other hospitals so overcrowded?
I can't say. Maybe it's the times we're living in. Don't you feel somewhat overwhelmed by everything that's going on in the world? I often do. Guess some people are less prepared to cope with all that and, need help.
I see your point.
Still, that doesn't mean I can allow a complete stranger in.
So, let me get this straight. The whole institute is being reopened?
That's what I said. Patients from smaller hospitals who are not getting proper attention are being relocated here, and extensive renovations are scheduled to begin tomorrow.
It all seems rather empty, though.
Tonight, it's just me, security, Dr. Miller, and a few patients in the building.
So, her security, Dr. Miller, and a few patients is interested. Okay.
This isn't my first time here, you know.
Oh, you used to work here?
Well, I'm very much acquainted with this institute.
You should have said so in the first place. I still don't understand why you came all the way up here in the evening.
There's
That's what I said, evening.
something from those old days that I need to find, and quite urgently. It's a health issue.
You sound serious.
Very much so.
And you're looking for...
Documents mostly, maybe some notes. There's a matter of great importance that I need to understand.
Well, it's a highly unusual situation, but it's not like you can cause much trouble. And if you do, I'll have the security guard have a not-so-friendly talk with you.
Understood.
Let's talk rules then. First, you're fully responsible for your own safety.
I accept all the risks.
You must also leave before dawn. The construction workers are arriving early and will turn the place upside down. And please, steer clear of the upper floors. There's dangerous equipment up there. Do we have an agreement?
Okay.
Yes, we do. Thank you so much, Julia. This means a lot.
Very well. Go ahead.
So if I click it,
You find what you're looking for.
puts all the information up
too.
in one go.
Something tells me this is my last chance before the institute as I knew it ceases to be.
It's going to be a whole different place in the morning, that's for sure.
But where are all the workers? I don't see any ongoing construction or renovations.
It's almost nighttime. Everyone else is arriving in the morning.
You know, I didn't have the best of experiences at the Hanwell Mental Institute.
I'm sorry to hear that. As I told you, I'm not familiar with those days. My understanding is that things were rough. But I can assure that all current staff members are new and everyone is eager to get this place up and running again.
Julia, your enthusiasm is commendable, considering the state of this place.
I like to think positive.
Part of the reason why I came back is to make sense out of my involvement in the Institute.
It sounds as if you didn't enjoy working here.
Well, you could say it was a traumatic period in my life.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm even having nightmares about it.
Seriously?
It's been bothering me for weeks. This pressing feeling that I need to do or understand some decisive detail. Almost as if I forgot something of extreme importance here.
I hope you find what you're looking for then.
Interesting.
I've been thinking about this institute for a long time now.
Is it?
But only
can I
today
keep-
realized that I needed to come.
I'm presuming if it doesn't mark
one
it, there's
more
still
time.
more on this topic.
Like a...
You're beginning to sound awfully cryptic. If you didn't like it here, then why are you doing this?
That's a great question. Why am I doing this?
Okay, I need to get back to work now.
All right. You said there's more people here. Patients too?
Yes, although we're operating with reduced staff. The establishment is far from ready, as should be apparent, meaning mostly low-risk patients have been readmitted.
Okay.
In this state? I don't understand.
It could use some maintenance, yes. And trust me, I'm freezing to death without those radiators working.
I was under the impression nobody cared about this place anymore, which is why I thought it wouldn't hurt to have a quick look around.
You could have gotten hurt, though. It's not safe to walk everywhere. For instance, no one is allowed on the third floor yet, which is falling apart.
Still, this is all so strange.
Why do you say that? There's nothing strange about an eminent mental hospital reopening for the benefit of society.
I don't know how long it keeps going. Like,
So,
Yes, if you need information about something, you can come to me. I can get a bit intimidating at this time of the day, but between you and me, I don't mind a bit of company. This place can get on your nerves.
got it.
but she said this
I
was her
promise
first
I'll try
night,
to relieve your
so how
boredom.
does she know that? And
So who's Dr. Miller?
He has been appointed as the new head director of the Institute, and he's overseeing the whole reopening process.
I thought Hanwell was the director. Isn't that the name of the institute?
That was a long time ago, and I'm not sure about that history either. I do recall that Dr. Miller and Dr. Hanwell were acquainted with each other. And I don't think Dr. Miller is planning to change the name of the Institute either, out of respect for Dr. Hanwell.
so I don't know if you can just keep.
My memories of this place are hazier than I thought.
It's likely its current state of disarray. I also find it disconcerting at times. The darkness and stillness of the night doesn't help either.
That's very true.
So it's not actually scored them out, so I don't know if I can keep going or if I just,
I don't
you
think
know.
we have anything else to do.
Thank you for being considerate. There's so much.
Right, so I'm assuming that means that these are conversations that I haven't finished, but she obviously clearly can't finish that conversation with me.
How are you holding up?
Fine, all things considered.
I hear you. The atmosphere is
Right, so if you
chilly.
keep clicking, it does actually just jump the chat, but right, okay,
That's
so
all
let's
for
end
now.
the conversation.
I'll be back.
Okay. So obviously those topics are not finished yet, and more to go. You can't really move around as such. You have to click on where you're moving, which is a touch frustrating. It's kind of a point and click. Okay. The radiators aren't working. Yep. Interesting. This is obviously something that's going to happen later. Let me do anything with it. I don't know how to get back out of here. Diagnosis schizophrenia. Okay. How do I... Ah, there we go. An old but elegant grandfather clock, which unfortunately was no longer working. Go that way. Go in here. It'll take a bit of getting used to it. It's just all point and click. There were a series of underused magazines on the table, and I hadn't come to the institute to sit down and read. Okay, let's have a look. Opening of the West Infirmary in 1878. RU triple. I don't know. There we go. I take it. Seems to be something important about that picture, but yeah. Okay. Reasons for admission to 1864 to 1886. Kicked in the head by a horse. Marriage of son. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, yes. Yeah, what female disease? It's a lot of stuff, and I'm presuming this is stuff we're gonna have to come back to. Okay. Okay, so nothing there. I'm not going to necessarily read everything, guys, that you see. I think that's just gonna get tedious. So let's have a look. I began to remember the layout of the building. This was admission area. So this is okay. So we're in the admissions area. Okay, so let's go up this way. So it's on the edge of the ocean. Okay, janitor. So what's in here? Let's have a look. Is there light switches? Ah, there we go. Thank you. So I need to do something with the item I'm carrying. This garbage can has caught my interest. It was rather new compared to the rest. It seems to be filled with papers. Okay, well, I don't have anything to open it with, so I need to obviously cut that open. Flickery light. There. Okay. Move mouse. Examine the item. Left click to put it down. Okay. I'm not sure what that was important of. Record book updated. I don't know what it put in the record book. Did it put something in my journal? Tasks. Investigate the offices. Okay. There's right, okay. Here. Dr. Abers. And lights. Fairly heavy and somewhat tacky. Enough. I don't know if you. Alright. I'm yet to see, it says record book updated. I've yet to see, some important items are collected in your record book. Press escape to each time to read them. Okay. Ah, there we go. Right click to show an item you're carrying. Her. So Dr. Eberspecker was a her. Okay. Well, we don't have anything for that yet, so we need to remember that that's there. Ooh. When I first arrived at the Institute, tab to read the text more clearly, okay? When I first arrived at the Institute, I wasn't sure what to expect. Though it's well located and its facilities are modern and effective, the horse and buggy mentality of the staff and approach to medicine are appalling. It's been a few weeks already since I got here, and I know for certain that I don't get along with Ellis. I can appreciate Dr. Hanwell's perspective and his need to take a firm hand in everyday activities at the Institute. I know too well what it means to deal with these sick, mindless individuals. Lovely. But Ellis is an altogether different matter. His attitude is borderline brutish and dates back to a bygone era of barbaric practices. I can understand how this character has attained so much rank and power. I can't understand how this character has attained so much rank and power at the Institute. Wish I could understand what Hanwell saw in him. In spite of the general adverse environment, I'm anxious to start testing my theory with a number of patients. Fortunately, the staff seem to respect my background in extensive studies. They almost seem intimidated by them. Even Ellis treats me differently, with a kind of silent doubt, as if he didn't know what to expect. And I've seen how he treats women in the Institute. Guess I must be some sort of puzzle to him. So I look forward to keeping my notes and observations in this journal. I'll be working with a particularly diverse group, some of its members exhibiting extreme and promising pathologies. Promising pathologies. Is that how we describe people? Rebecca, no comment. Rebecca, spelt right too. Rebecca is by far the most intriguing subject. This woman has been a schizophrenic from a young age, exhibiting a rambling and erratic personality. No family, no social life to speak of. She used to live in the suburbs where she roamed aimlessly in the streets. Your typical town loony. Last year she was viciously, by two thugs, then left heavily beaten and bruised in a damp alley. Miracle she's still alive. It's a miracle. It's a miracle anyone cared enough to save her. Sadly, she became pregnant after the attack, which sent her psyche into even darker downward spiral. Her mind is in a nadir now. She thinks she's carrying the spawn of the devil and has repeatedly attempted to perform an abortion. Fringe case by any measure, the sort of patient that would receive unabashed shock treatment in other institutions. Well, she's pregnant, you kind of can't do that. And the perfect subject to test newer, less invasive approaches to mind healing. A first group therapy session will begin tomorrow with about half a dozen patients, or so I have been told. I'm going to focus on one particular group for now, and I believe Hanwell himself will be present for the first sessions. Nothing of the sort has been attempted in this place, and I am excited to take the first steps into a brighter, newer age for psychology. Well, sounds like Rebecca had a unlovely ordeal. Okay. Clinical psychology. Yeah. I'm loving the background music. I'm thinking that's brilliant. I'm really, again, we've had this conversation before about how I feel about background music and music in games in general. I think that's always really, really important. Really, really liking it. I do feel this is kind of a bit slow paced, but that's maybe why it takes 10 hours, but we will see. I seem to be able to look at everything quite intently. I don't know how much of it is, you know, fair and how much of it is red herrings as such. I can go that way. That's back to Julia. Archives, meeting room, and visiting room. So let's keep going down this way. This archives. I want to check the archives for our information. I think that's what we're looking for. Wow, this place needs paint. Records, notes, essays, even a newspaper. Nothing of rows of boxes, administrative papers. I didn't have enough time to search through those each documents. It's best to look elsewhere. Well, thing is, if it's there, you need to look through it. What's this? A speaker wiring diagram. The wiring diagram seemed to indicate the locations of the speakers across this section of the first floor. Yeah, we saw a couple of them. It's obviously important for some reason. Ah. You know that. Right, okay. We've seen that. Okay. Patience. I'm wondering if this names of Hans Geiger. I'm wondering if this is names of the dev team, or if this is just, well, obviously that's, but yeah, who had forever become part of the Hanwell Institute. Wondering if you're supposed to be in here. Oh, there we go. That'll get me into the bag. Okay. Right. As a therapist who treated patients with novel psychology. Alright, let's go back to the bag. Well, we can go back to the bag in a minute, actually. One of these days I'm going to open one of those doors as something's going to be standing there and we know it. All the same ones. Yeah, they've all graduated from the same university. Interesting. Don't know where that goes. It's a library of some kind. What's over here? Books. Okay, am I gonna have to... I can grab all the books. I'm gonna have to look something up at some point, I think. Okay. At some point I'm going to need a book, so I'll need to remember that that's where I get them. Relaxing classical music. Beginnings. For decades, the Hanwell Institute housed patients of many ages with varying degrees of mental illnesses. Feeble-minded men and women not fit for living independently in society were admitted and received excellent nursing care with a hygienic environment, magnificent facilities, and well-qualified personnel. The Institute strived to attend all of their needs. The 4-story building was constructed atop a cliff amidst a leafy and calm forest. This is the goal of housing over 300 patients. This particular location ensured maximum security across was severely restricted, and patients attempting to leave would have to descend a rocky and winding path down to the base of the high mountain, thwarting any attempts to escape the facility. Everyday patients would spend their time in the vast courtyard, library, or games room and take part in other leisure activities. The most capable ones were periodically selected to help in daily duties such as laundry, cooking, administrative tasks. Groups were assembled and assigned to a therapist according to the cognitive capabilities of their members. Engaging each individual in a diverse approach to therapy, these included standard rehabilitations, higher therapy, group therapy, and for the more difficult cases, other more stringent methods. Oh yes, I'm pretty sure I know what other more stringent means. Please be mindful of the vinyl records. Their covers are scattered all over this section and they're getting damaged. We can't let patients play with them, although I've seen members of the staff being careless with them. It's a shame and a disgrace to all of the hard work we nurses do here to keep the place open. Alice. I don't know, can I click on that actually? Don't let me do that. Can I click on anything else here? Ordinary ashtray. Okay. So it does say there's stuff in the book, right? So... Alright, okay, you can go back to conversations you've had. And it did say I picked stuff up in the book as well, didn't it? So... It's not going to be in achievements. No. It did say it's updating, but I'm not seeing a section for that. That's the credits, that's the settings. I'm not seeing, it keeps telling me it's updated the book, but I'm not seeing anything in that. So unless it's meaning my journal, like, unless it's meaning, because it did say you could get more information. I don't really know. Right. Below it, something. And why did you come? Right. Right, that we saw that goes back to the outside, didn't it? Glass it. Visitor's room. Okay. True. Thick veil of grime covers the window, and it's a shame I couldn't get a glimpse of the outside world. Is that? Yeah, it's just reflecting back as that. Okay. That's the toilet. We'll go in there in just a second. That looked like there was somebody in the window there. Nervous. I wasn't planning on going in anyway. Alright. I'm not... There we go. It was impossible to see my reflection with the dark. Right, so obviously I need to clean the mirror off. Alright, so not all the lights work. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. Right, so we got the letter opener. So before we go any further forward, let's go back to that bin bag. It's a shame you can't just press forward and... It would be handy, but nope, apparently not. Oh, wrong room. That's gonna take me a while. Right. There we go. The psycho sound reading. Okay. No, see, that one said journal updated. So I'm not sure where it's putting... I didn't think it would be in there, and I don't think it's going to be in settings either. No. So, I did say... It does keep saying it's updating the book, but I'm not seeing that. Unless I can... Yeah. Right, and I don't think it's in here. Ah, there we go. My research. It is in here. A lot of stuff that note about records. Okay. Right, alright, okay. Alright, alright. A lot of stuff to find, to be honest. Oh, what's this? Method used. Area, office holding. Method used. Clean the use of the empty gas. Virgin. Clean using cloth. Staff room might have the cloth. Okay. I'm convinced I'm going to see something when I open one of those doors. Go speak to Julie about Dr. What's her noggin. What's her noggin, guys? That was so descriptive. I'm so sorry.
Sorry to bother you again. You know, I found the most strange note in the trash.
Are you picking up random trash?
What? No. I just happened to see the paper in a bag.
Okay, I'll bite. What's on the paper?
It looks like notes for chapters in a book. Very abbreviated.
Well, there are many books in the meeting room.
You're right. I might go and take another look.
Oh, so she acts almost like a... oh, okay. Hints kind of person.
Julia, do you know of a therapist named Anne Ebers-Baker?
No, I'm sorry. She used to work here?
I believe so, yes.
In that case, I've no idea. As far as I understand, they're only hiring new people.
Look, I found this line.
That looks dangerous.
It's just a letter opener.
You've heard of tetanus, right? It can kill you.
Right, so she's kind of like the
Isn't that like
tips
a
and
very old
hints,
disease?
I think.
Somewhat. It has been declining since the 40s, but not everyone has been vaccinated. Are you?
I can't remember.
Well, make sure you don't cut yourself with that thing.
Okay, so let's...
That's all for now. I'll be back.
So she acts like a help. Okay, that's interesting. Wasn't really expecting that. That's kind of good. That's so she's like your help screen. I like that. I like the fact that they've done that. Right. Okay. The fact that I have to click everything is slightly annoying. The fact that I can't use my keys to go forward is a little bit... Right, is this the library I want to go into? So I think I said it looked like chapters in a book, didn't it? Right, okay, so we need to find the book. Theoretical challenges. Right, it's not that. Not that. Not that. I don't think it was that. Although there's sound reasoning there. Was sound reasoning not one of them? Might have been that then. Hang on. it was this one. And I think it's sound reasoning. Psychotic. I could be wrong. I'm maybe... Alright, let's just keep looking around. It'd be handy if you could actually just press forward, but it doesn't let you do that, which is a pain in the backside. So have a look. So you are here. So we've done this bit. It's a big building, and this is just the ground floor. Right, what my notes saying? Okay, well I already kind of have done, although it's not marked off, so that's interesting. Journal updated. Kirkbride Architect. Sorry, note the journal. The papers read the psycho and sound reason. Alright, something about the architecture. Maybe it's summoned Zul. Okay. Cafeteria and male, infirmary, library and female. Where's the library? Seeing anything? Oh, I'm supposed to be able to click on anything here. I'm gonna... Right. That's the library. Can't get in there. That must have been the female infirmary. Okay. Right, so the door's latched from the other side, so we're not getting in there anytime soon. Right, so let's head up the other way, shall we? What is going on in there? Door was shut tight. Okay, good to know. So there's something going on in there. Okay. Alright, so there's nothing at either end. Can we go forward? No. Okay. Let's go back to... Since it doesn't seem to want to let me go any further forward. Let's go back in here. Definitely said... Okay. Not let me bring up my notes. Ah, come on. It doesn't let me bring up my notes when in here. So if I do this... Psycho and sound reason. Okay. I think it's this. Yeah, because there's sound reasoning. I don't know what I need up. Collaborative conceptualization. Brilliant. I don't know. I'm assuming it's that. Right. That doesn't seem to be doing anything, so don't know. Let's go back to the main room then. So I think that's the next way forward. It's weird. It's like it's interesting. Nothing's really happening. So far it's more just an investigation. There's nothing kind of yeah. Lights are very flickery, aren't they? Right, so we're now on here. There's a couple of different ways to go. Let's do the balcony first, over here. Right, that's a nope. So let's go to the first door, shall we? Nope, that's not opening. Nope. Okay, so none of the doors are opening. Okay, well that doesn't leave me anywhere to go. Not a good start, is it? Go back to two. Yeah. My notes had said right, let's go back to her, because something, yeah.
Have you been upstairs?
Not at all.
Don't lie to me. I thought I could trust you.
All right, I'm sorry. I had a...
Please, I told you. The upper floors are off.
Don't worry, Julia. You can trust me. I won't cause you any trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What can you tell me about the offices in this area?
Not much. It's your usual administrative offices. There's the archives room, another one for staff meeting. But you knew all this, right?
Oh, certainly. I was just asking how you felt about them.
I feel indifferent about them. They are administrative rooms. In any case, you're welcome to go in the archives and meeting rooms, but please refrain from entering offices of former doctors. Those should be locked anyway.
Got it. Part of the reason I'm here is to make
Your stay?
You know, when I...
It's okay. I understand.
You do?
I know what you meant.
What do you know about the Kirkbride architecture?
Phew, that's a loaded topic. It's the structure of this very same building.
Yes, I assumed as much.
But I know it became dated and impractical, and a big part of the upcoming renovations beginning tomorrow is to turn this old design into a more flexible layout.
Sounds ambitious.
I hear they're going to tear the place apart.
I don't think we have anything else to discuss.
Thank you for being considerate. There's so much I need to do.
I'm still trying to remember.
There's still time, but hurry up.
That's
Okay.
all for now.
No, I'm
I'll
a
be
bit
back.
confused. It's not very forthcoming with Oh, okay. Alright, so I can't get into that one. I don't remember that run. Okay, I can't get into that room. Okay. Go back into the janitor's closet. Let's do this a little bit again. I seem to be missing stuff, right? So that definitely was the psycho and sound reason. So we've identified the book, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything for us, which doesn't really help. Not seeing anything else of use, which is not helpful. Come to this a few times now. Alright, okay. Right, alright. I don't know, guys. I'm a tiny touch confused. I'm clearly missing something, but I'm not sure. So we can't get into Hawthorne's room. We did get in there, but... back in here. I think what we needed in here was some kind of rag. We don't have one to clean the... It's just weird. It's like there doesn't seem to be... There's a lot of clicking and not a lot of actual useful stuff. So I don't really know. Yeah, I wouldn't lift that lid either, mate. Okay. Am I missing something obvious? Like, I can't get into anything past a certain point, so I don't know. Maybe it's one of the papers on the floor, do we? Yep, we get it. The blackboard's unsettling, but you don't know why. That's fine. So, I mean, we found... Let's go back through the books. I'm pretty sure it's the Psycho in that one, but I'm not seeing anything... Which is the only thing I think that comes even close to it is this book. Which is... The Psychotic, which is what it said, the Psycho. And then it's Chapter 2, Elaborative Conceptualization. Sound Reasoning is 111. I don't know if that matters. And establishing a sense of safety is 143. Learning to modulate disassociation is 184. It doesn't. It's not letting me do anything with that, so I don't. I remember when I picked that one up initially, it said, ooh. It added notes to my journal, but I'm not seeing those notes, so I don't really know. Ah. Okay. That doesn't help me. That's not quite where I thought that would go. Ah, here we go. Okay. Ah. Ah, there we go. I missed that the first time round. There's the tape. Okay. That's what we wanted. Okay, and if we come out of this... Back round here, because there was a tape player, wasn't there? Oh, look. Right. There you go.
Earlier this morning I used foul language in reprimanding a clumsy nurse who forgot to lock the door to the female wing. Truly offensive, dirty words. I don't recall ever doing that before. I've clearly been under a lot of stress lately. My worst fear is becoming another Alice, so I need to remain level-headed and focused. It's this place. There's a general feeling of unease in the Institute, and those unsettling rumors don't help.
Unsettling rumors?
But the main reason for my jumpy state has to be the baffling regression in Group E. It's disconcerting and worrying. I'm giving Alice too many reasons to use shock treatment on these patients.
Oh,
And
jeez.
take all of us decades back in time. Alice Hawthorne, the backwards time traveler. That fucking bastard.
Oh. Language.
I did it again. Of all the cases, Rebecca is obviously the most puzzling one. She's having nightmares about her attackers again. After a month of not uttering a word about the incident. And she's also becoming increasingly violent. I fear she will seriously harm herself. Yesterday, Alice found her viciously scratching her stomach. So much she left flesh wounds.
Oh.
She should be giving birth sometime in July. That's 3 weeks from now. Certainly this fact could be the explanation for her regression. If it wasn't for the rest of them.
Yes, well, exactly. Why is everybody else also regressing? That's interesting. Yeah, no. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything other than what was there. Okay. Right. There we go. An icebreaker, an ideal complement. Recovery rate at the Institute was high thanks to advanced treatments and novel group therapy techniques pioneered by the universally acclaimed psychologist Dr. Anne Eisenbacher. Even patients with extreme mental disorders showed meaningful progress under her care, went on to enjoy full lives within the walls of the Institute. Many others returned to their families in time, ready to face new challenges and experiences and their improved conditions. She organised and directed group therapy sessions for patients who had a chance of recovering and demonstrating an ability to reason. She even took part in many of those sessions herself, investing an unusual amount of effort in patients' progress. Clearly, she cared about her patients. Colleagues remember her soft, caressing voice. It had a magical effect, soothing everyone around her. Her dedication was initially perceived by the rest of the staff as a mark of passion and altruism. By the time it became apparent that her interest was purely medical, although Dr. Eisenbacher was a generally moral and honourable person, she was in fact wholly uninterested in the patients themselves. She focused rather on the improvement of science. It was by pure chance that her patients improved in return. In later years, demeanour became cold and calculated. She began to neglect herself, always showing up to work untidy and exuding a sombre mood. Remembers she made a startling discovery, bound to this day. Same thing. So, is this the same? Do we need to do... It's not letting me click on the numbers. I'm assuming... Okay. I don't know. Alright. Why does it... Certain things it seems to let me click on, but I don't know why. Either it's not important yet, or I don't know. Oh, jeez. And with that, guys, we're going to leave this part here. As always, if you are enjoying this, give us a like and give us some comments on what you think of this. This is quite a different type of game. It is horror-based, but it's a lot more just walking around and sort of reading. We'd love to know, get your take on it. We'll see you in the next part. All enjoy.